Here's a summary of the reported enforcement action by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement (ICE) and its implications. What happened? In early November 2025, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol (OHP) and ICE carried out a 15-hour joint operation along Interstate 40 in eastern Oklahoma near the Arkansas border called Operation Guardian. Over 500 vehicles were contacted. They made approximately 73 arrests of individuals present in the country unlawfully, of which 34 were operating large commercial motor vehicles (CMVs). The operation specifically targeted truck drivers, commercial vehicle drivers, who lacked lawful immigration status. Why it matters. Public safety concerns. Officials say that operating heavy commercial vehicles like 80,000-pound trucks without proper authorization, driver licensing, or proficiency in English creates a safety risk. Governor Kevin Stitt of Oklahoma stated that many arrested drivers can't even read basic English and thus pose danger on the roads. Licensing regulatory loopholes. A key focus is on how individuals in the country illegally manage to acquire valid commercial driver's licenses (CDLs) in other states, then operate large vehicles through Oklahoma. For example, a previous sweep found a CDL issued in New York with the name, no name given, for the driver. Interagency cooperation and law enforcement strategy. Oklahoma's enforcement is done under a partnership via the 287G program between state troopers and federal immigration authorities. This enables troopers to question immigration status and detain individuals in unauthorized status. Broader implications for trucking industry and states. For trucking companies and states issuing CDLs, this raises questions about verification of identity, immigration status, and state-to-state tracking of commercial licenses. The enforcement also creates operational disruption for carriers when drivers are detained. Context background. This November sweep is the second major operation of its kind along I-40 in Oklahoma in recent weeks. In September 2025, a 3-day operation resulted in about 120 arrests for immigration violations, and 91 of those were commercial vehicle drivers. The persons arrested came from multiple countries: India, Uzbekistan, China, Russia, etc. What ICE says. ICE cited this operation as an example of how federal and local law enforcement can work together to remove public safety threats. They argued that individuals who are in the country illegally should not be operating heavy commercial vehicles on U.S. highways. Implications and questions. From a safety regulation standpoint, should states have stricter controls to verify legal status and identity when issuing commercial driver's licenses? From an immigration enforcement standpoint, how will states and the trucking industry respond to increased inspections and enforcement along major freight corridors? For the trucking logistics industry, disruption risk increases if drivers are subject to immigration checks, which can delay deliveries, increase costs, and affect insurance liability. For policy and states' licensing systems, the "no name given" case highlights weaknesses in state licensing policies and interstate enforcement of those licensing standards. If you like, I can pull up detailed statistics on how many states issue CDLs to non-citizens and compare the regulatory frameworks across states. Would you like that?